A lot of people don't realize the lies we've been told about our history, specifically about America. I mean, it's not taught in school that the so-called Negro was the first to settle in the Americas. And there's abounding evidence to support these claims. For instance, this Olmec Head, titled El Negro, while the other Olmec heads shown to us date back to around 1200 BC, this one dates back to around 1600 BC. Or how about the Bonaparte murals in Mexico, showing the so-called Negro dressed in tribal attire? Now that might not be enough to convince you, so let's use first-hand accounts. This book is from 1821, and it's titled Travels into the Arkansas Territory, and that took place in 1812. Considerable numbers of Choctaw appeared at this season straggling through the streets of Natchez. Those of them we see here are meanly dressed and of a swarthy complexion. For those of you who don't know, swarthy means black or dark like an African. The complexion of the Quapaws, like that of the Choctaws and the Creeks, is dark and destitute of anything like the cupreous tinge. Now cupreous means copper or light copper. This is basically stating that the Quapaws, Choctaws, and Creeks is darker than the other tribes that they seen. The symmetry of their features, mostly aquiline. Now, moving on to this text right here. These narratives are from a voyage that took place between 1524 and 1624. But the book itself was published in 1905. This is about Indians in the Cape Cod area. It says these people are of a tall stature, broad and grim visage, of a black, swarthy complexion, their eyebrows painted white. Moving forward. This is about another group of American Indians. The complexion of these people is black, not much different from that of the Ethiopians. Their hair is black and thick and not very long. It is worn tied back upon the head in the form of a little tail, which we know as a ponytail. Your next question might be, who are these people? And I can explain. This is a report to the Secretary of War of the United States on Indian Affairs. This is from 1822. Now listen to this. More than half of the Cherokee Nation, a large part of the Choctaws and Chickasaws, and I may add indeed of all other tribes with whom the whites have had intercourse, are of mixed blood. The offspring of this intercourse, a numerous body, are of a promising talents and appearance. Their complexion is nearly that of the white population. They require only education and the enjoyment of our privileges to make them a valuable portion of our citizens. And this is the offspring that he's talking about. They're nearly the complexion of that of the white population. They even tell you in the 1828 definition for American. It says a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or the copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. We were told our history was mythology because they understood how great we were. This is a map of the Americas titled Atlantis Insula. In other words, Atlantis Island. Here's the 1828 definition for Atlantis. An owl mentioned by the ancients. The poets mentioned two owls and called them Hesperides, Western owls, and Elysian fields. Authors are not agreed whether these owls were the Canaries or some other owls, or the continent of America. And I would like to point out, if you believe in Egyptian mythology or history, then you automatically believe in American/Atlantis history. And I say that because Thoth was the one who civilized Egypt. And if you didn't know, he's an Atlantean. And he's also depicted as an ibis. And the ibis is native to America. Also, according to a quick Google search, Africa's oldest civilization is only 10,000 years old. while Americas date back to 18,000 and 20,000 years ago. Our history isn't taught to us because it's a great history. Us not knowing how great we were keeps us from our greatest potential. But we are now in the age of information, and we must claim our power back. We must get back to our roots.